How's it going? I had a little bit of an underwhelming week at garage sales, but let's look at what I picked up anyway. First, I got Crazy Castle 3, Bugs Bunny. It's a Game Boy Color game on one of the black original Game Boy cartridges. I always thought it was interesting that they advertised for Game Boy Color these games, but they actually do work on the OG fat Game Boys, so I just think that's kind of interesting. That never really happens with other systems. When they release a new system, the cartridges are almost never backwards or forwards compatible with old systems, but a lot of the original run Game Boy Color games were. And next, I stopped by a fundraiser at a Catholic church, and I picked up some okay PS2 games for 50 cents a piece, so that's kind of a good deal. I think that any game is worth $1, unless it's like, you know, your Madden or your sports games, but here's what I got. First, we got Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4 for 50 cents. I like Tony Hawk. I like skateboarding games. I got Tetris Worlds. I love Tetris. It's one of my favorite games of all time, so that's fun. And all of these are complete in box with the box disc, manual, and everything. So 50 cents, not a bad deal on these. Next, I got Grand Theft Auto 3, also for 50 cents with the disc and manual. Of course, I'm not going to buy an empty game box, but the discs are in fairly decent shape, so you can't really see, but they're in pretty good shape. And I got Transformers the game, also with the manual and everything. That's always a treat. It seems like PlayStation 2 games lose their manuals more than anything else. I'm not really sure why. Then I stopped at a garage sale that didn't have any games out, but I asked them if they had any, and they brought a pile of original Xbox games out. And I only picked one up. I picked this up for $1. Maximum Chase. I'm not really sure what it's about. I'm sure it's a driving game. It looks like, yeah, a vehicular combat game. And I bought it because it's only on Xbox. The Xbox is kind of, I've always seen this kind of a dud of a system. It's decent, but it does have some really good exclusives. So if you're collecting for systems and you have a PlayStation 2 and an Xbox, I would say pick up all your multi-platform games on PlayStation 2 and only collect exclusives for the Xbox. But I don't even have an Xbox, so that's kind of an interesting thing. But whenever I see only on Xbox, I do pick it up. I'm going to get an Xbox one of these days, and then I'll already have a collection, and that'll be pretty sweet. And then, also got a couple of PSP games, which I picked up at my local retro shop. First off, we have Coated Arms, which I picked up for $3.50. They gave me a little bit of a discount because I spend way too much money there. But Coated Arms is a sort of a virtual reality first-person shooter with randomly generated maps. They're procedurally generated, and they're different all the time, so that's pretty fun. I played that one. I think this was one of the first games I got with my PSP when I back at launch, and it's a pretty fun game. Next we got Locoroco 2. That's a fun little platformer. Just colorful and fun. I like Locoroco. Then I got Metal Slug XX. Metal Slug is one of my favorite franchises of all time, and I like that I have one on the PSP now. I have both Metal Slug Neo Geo Pocket Color games, and those are really fun. I think those are some of the best in the series, but this game is pretty fun too, Metal Slug X. Metal Slug is better than Contra. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. And then last week when I showed my Birth by Sleep PSP, I got with it Metal Gear Acid 2, which I think is the best game available for the PSP. I can't praise Metal Gear Acid enough. and I bought off of eBay just to complete my collection, I guess, Metal Gear Acid 1. This game's not as good, but it's still really, really fun. It's one of the best Metal Gear games out there. If you like Metal Gear and you have a PSP, pick up both Acid games. They're really, really fun. And then finally, I picked up Final Fantasy Tactics on PSP, and it's the Greatest Hits Edition, and I bought this because I've never seen a Greatest Hits Edition PSP game. If you look at the UMD, they're kind of designed like the PS2 Greatest Hits discs. I usually don't like to buy Greatest Hits games. I don't know why I bought this Greatest Hits. I bought it for $10, but Final Fantasy Tactics is a fun game, and why not? I've never seen a Greatest Hits PSP game. I guess that is a testament to the sales of the PSP's licensed and legal games that I've never seen a Greatest Hits one, but there's that. I also got 2 modern games. The first one I bought off of eBay, and it is Watch Dogs. And this is the reason I bought a PS4, was to play Watch Dogs, because it was supposed to be a launch title, but it ended up getting delayed. And I just have to say that this is probably the biggest disappointment of my entire year is Watch Dogs. This game is just generic and slow and boring, and I really expected more. I don't know why I did from Ubisoft, but the first couple trailers they showed of it and the gameplay footage looked really fun, but it's a huge disappointment. It's really slow, not much to do in it. I would pass on Watch Dogs. And I also picked up Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes. Not actually Metal Gear Solid 5, but it says Metal Gear Solid 5 on it. The real Metal Gear Solid 5 is Phantom Pain, coming out in a couple months, probably. But Ground Zeroes, it's a fantastic game. It's only $30 in stores now, so pick it up. It's a little bit on the short side. It's kind of like a advanced demo for Phantom Pain. It's like a little bit of a prequel story to the Phantom Pain, but it has enough content to warrant $30, and it is Metal Gear. It's the first one with Kiefer Sutherland in it as Big Boss, and I'm not really sure what I think about that, but the game's solid. It's pretty fun. Working my way through it. So yeah, Metal Gear Solid 5. Just kidding, not Metal Gear Solid 5. That's what they should have called it. Metal Gear Solid 5. Not. Anyway, those are my pickups this week. Not really that fantastic of a week, but I got some good games. And yeah. Guess I can't be disappointed. I've had worse weeks. So I'm gonna get an Xbox one of these days. If you liked this video, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.